I was in my freshman year. It was my second semester. And I was enrolled in this history class, and I was super excited about it because I had done really well in history in high school, and I loved history. And so it gets to about the midpoint way of the semester, and I'm not doing as well as I thought I should be doing. So I reach out to the professor, and I kind of tell him my situation. I say, hey, I'm not where I want to be with my grade. Is there any way that you can help me? And the whole time that I'm corresponding with him, I am referring to him as Mr. And so we finally hash it out that I should just come into his office. And so I go to his office, and I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and I'm ready to get this situation sorted out. And I reach out my hand and say, hi, Mr. So-and-so, I'm Skye, it's great to meet you. And he sits me down, and for about the next 5 minutes, just lays into me about how he didn't spend, 7 years in a doctorate program to be called Mr. And that if I want to refer to him, I should address him as professor, or by doctor, or by his first name. And so for the rest of the meeting, I am just nearly on the verge of tears thinking about how I've disrespected this man and about how he hates me. I'm just convinced that he hates me, and that how I can never show my face in his, 300-person class ever again. And I was also thinking, there's no way I could ever tell a professor to their face, call them by their name. There's no way I could ever do that, because where I come from, it's disrespectful if you don't say yes, sir, no, ma'am, that kind of thing. And so the guilt of that situation actually kept me from going to class for about a week. I was so nervous to show back up. I felt so guilty and ashamed. But then I felt bad about not showing up to class. And so I go back about after a week. And it's about 2 or 3 days later, and I'm one of the last people to leave the lecture hall. And my professor notices me, and he says, hey, Skye, how's it going? I noticed that you haven't been in class for the past week. Is everything going okay? Are you feeling better about your grade? And I am just absolutely floored by this. One, that he would even recognize that I wasn't in class. And two, that he didn't, in fact, hate me, that we could have, this civil and cordial chat about how I was doing in the class and where I wanted my grade to be by the end of the semester. And it was kind of in that moment that I realized that even if you make these mistakes, if you make these social faux pas, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to derail your entire academic career, and that your professors don't hate you, and that your professors actually do care about you as a student. And even if they do hate you, it's only for a semester, so it's not that big of a deal. And so it was a hard and uncomfortable lesson for me to learn, but it was one that I needed to learn, and now I know how to address my professors.